began there, pressed under an orange sky, in an expansive sweep of atmosphere. Perfect rows of trees, slender, symmetrical, and leafless, had led us here within their narrow avenues. The contour of the land itself was a marvel of the slowest engineering, gears churning and unwinding within every particle. Even the stillest day would find things beginning to vibrate and shake and move, but it was time to take leave of this place. The quest only began, the resistance of the distance we had to embrace, chasing the uneffaceable, self-evident evaluation with slow persistence, cracking the case. In the face of it we knew that all truths were relative, that to clarify was not to erase. And with new haste we found what this place opened up to the ocean. From there we continued, pressed under an orange sky.
The night's dissolving to the dawn. We've gotta hold on.
And for some time we followed the shore, and twilight made a metaphor of our precarious path. Sharks, leopards, and cannibals, the nefarious skeleton men advancing upon us in the darkest hours. There in the green light of the moon, the fair mission to troubled endeavor, clever causes impossible and ill-conceived, street light for evasive consumption, whole consumption, we questioned our arrival. The trials and tribulations that ensued proved none too much to make us lose touch. Lying in the sand, disabled and reading the night sky like an ancient text, the effects long-standing, demanding further review. The path was clear now, somehow morning had found us around, figured aloud, and the sound of our feet put a beat to the waves, and we pressed on under an orange sky. Possibly, quite, we all experience lunar declinations, much as waves reach for secret destinations. Orbits repeat confidently and stars speak in lost references, always moving. The stops were not real, but imagined anomalies of our own perception. And to feel the thrust of hope in every direction, we required monkey mathematics, schematics tossed into the winds and lost. The benders would provide respites, expertly separated channels of overlapping ambiguity, language symphony and love geometry. And find yourself, regardless, entrenched in endless bouts of rhetoric, theoretic, hypothetic, possibly pathetic. Does your empathy exceed your intellect? And by light years, fundamentally we were all born in stars. Only some of us, like salmon, will return to our place of birth. So what's going on, Split? Do you still dream in silent sequence, in murder and fire? And this is my solar face, he replied. And so it ends, and so it ends, and so it ends. And so it began there, pressed under an orange sky, in an expansive sweep of atmosphere, perfect rows of trees, slender, symmetrical, and leafless. They had led us here within their narrow avenues. The contour of the land itself was a marvel of the slowest engineering, gears churning and unwinding with every particle. Even the stillest day would find things beginning to vibrate and shake and move. But it was time to take leave of this place. The quest only began. No resistance for the distance we had to embrace, chasing the uneffaceable self-evident evaluation with slow persistence, cracking the case. But in the face of it, we knew that all truths were relative, and to clarify was not to erase. And with this new haste, we bound with this place opened up to the ocean, and from there we continued, pressed under an orange sky. And for some time we followed the shore. The twilight made a metaphor of our precarious path. Sharks, leopards, the cannibals, the nefarious skeleton men advancing upon us in the darkest hours of the night. But it would be ours, there, in the green light of the moon, the fair mission to trouble the devil. Clever claws is impossible, they'll conceive, streamlined for evasive consumption, whole consumption. We question our arrival, the trials and tribulations that ensued proved none too much to make us lose touch. Lying in the sand there, disabled and reading the night sky like an ancient text. The effects long standing and demanding further review. The path was clear now. Somehow the morning had found us round. Fate had allowed, and the sound of our feet put our beat into the waves. And we pressed on under an orange sky. We pressed on under an orange sky. Under an orange sky. This enterprise would only be expressed under hot garb and shamanic instability. No capability to perceive the gears churning and unwinding beneath the surface of our brain. Our ears, the extensions, the audio receptors. Our eyes, burning images into the frameless souls of witches digging graves deep beneath black mountain sewers. Trees hollowed and filled with parasites and insects dripping from their ashy remains. Who claims to understand the inner nature of the confrontational collisions lying there in the reactor's core? Not I, for I press onward under the orange sky.